I would say short term, absolutely, we have some problems here. And especially now that I believe the tariff on car parts has been put in place. Because a lot of parts get manufactured in, China, US, or Mexico, get moved across that border, and then get assembled into a final vehicle. And some of them get moved back and forth several times. Like you'll build parts in Canada, comes to America for sub-assembly, goes back to Canada for a larger sub-assembly, and then comes back to the US for the final car. And if you're, putting a 25% tariff on that each time it crosses the border, well, that's pretty much, a no-go issue. That is going to make things very tough for the auto industry. And I think we're going to see that in especially like Michigan, where we have a lot of cross-border production, and especially in Texas because they're super integrated with Mexico. And we also have to look at this, like after or during COVID, all the manufacturers decided to only make their most expensive model because they could only get so many chips, and you put the same chip in an expensive car as a cheap car, so let's only make the expensive ones. So that drastically raised the cost of cars already. And after, the COVID supply shock was over, all the dealers got flooded with all these cars at higher costs that no one could afford. So if people can't afford the cars now, they're not going to afford them later, which is going to mean that all these manufacturers have to have drastic cuts. I mean, we're already at the point right now where we're talking about Nissan is on the verge of bankruptcy. Stellantis is not looking good. So I think they're going to probably have to break up, and who knows what's going to happen with Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge. And the companies that manufacture a lot in the United States are going to do better. General Motors manufactures a ton in North America, but they also manufacture a lot in China and Mexico. So that's going to put them in a real hurt. So yes, I think this is going to be a problem. I think we need to figure out the China and Mexico thing. We definitely are in a position where we need a free trade agreement with them. I do understand that Trump is trying to use this as a negotiating factor to secure the borders, and I understand why he's doing it. Will he get the outcome he's hoping for? I don't know. I think there's a lot of factors in play here, but I do hope that it gets worked out, and I hope we, get a border policy that's reasonable.